Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another video of the secondary channel where I yap out of my ass and I overshare with people on the internet that are never gonna see this because the peak of viewership that I've had is 13 views on a video. So anyway, so about today's topic, I thought it would be interesting uh to talk about my relationship with the English language. Why is that? Well, it's mainly because if you didn't know, I am not a native English speaker. I'm native Spanish. I'm Argentinian, born, raised, and probably die in Argentina. I started learning English on a very young age. I was in kindergarten still. I still remember it till this day. We got like handed some like paper slips advertising a place that just opened in my hometown, which was a learning center for the English language. Like it was just like an after school thing where you would just go to English classes. And I was forced to go there. I was ultimately forced to go to this extracurricular thing, mainly because my mom, I don't know why actually. I think she just like felt some felt like it was gonna be useful or something. So yeah, I started from a very young age with one of my elementary, no, not elementary, kindergarten classmates, which was my best friend of the time. And I ended up liking it. I don't know why. I think it was just like my mind being like, "Oh, I'm here. I like this because I'm here. I'm forced to like this, so I'm liking it." Um, and yeah, I started out from a very young age, just straight up learning, speaking, doing all that jazz. And I continued year after year after year going there. Still forced, like not really caring much about it. Like it was something entertaining. It I didn't really do homework now that I realize. I did have assignments. I don't remember doing them much. Um but yeah, it was something that I actually thought I was good at. So much so that there was one year where I think it was my best year where I got handed in like a small diploma that was like best pronunciation on the entire place. And I was really proud of that. Um my parents were too. Nowadays you may notice that my accent has become very noticeable. That is mainly because a thing that I'll talk about later. But yeah, for many years I went to this place to study, and a cool thing about this place is that apparently it had a lot of connections with places in like the UK. Yeah, specifically in the UK, so much so they had this trip where for like a week, 2 weeks I think, I don't remember. Uh, a bunch of class members would go on a trip to the UK to study, and I really wanted to go to that trip. I really wanted to. It was basically my dream. Um, and I kept on like once I achieved the age, like the minimum age to go, I kept on getting like told by my mom like it's okay, you're gonna go next year. You're gonna go next year. Don't worry. You're gonna go next year. And that was for a few years up until 2019, until where there it was like okay, Kekfund, listen, I know that we've been saying like next year over and over again, but guaranteed we have the money. Next year you will be able to get to go to the UK on this school trip. And I was really excited. I was insanely excited to go. Um and like I was ecstatic. I was talking to my RL friends about it. And and then the next year came around. That year was good old 2020. So yeah, I did not go to that trip because of 2020, and it bummed me out, especially since after that, on my family we would go through through many economical hardships, and it was bad. So I continued on going. However, it was impossible for me to ever get to the UK, and that's basically how one of my dreams or like goals in my life since then has become just one day get to the UK and like spend a week there or two. I don't remember much, but I think it would be like 2 weeks. I think I would be satisfied with that. Um, yeah. And during after 20 through 2020 and the subsequent years, I said, you know what? I am quite fluent in English. I can understand it. I've been watching videos in English for a while. How about I try talking in English with English speakers? And so I went onto Discord and started playing English D&D games. And it was honestly a lot of fun. Very big fun. I've met some of my best friends there. But the thing is that while doing this and also while watching YouTube in English, my English was, well, adapting to my surroundings. And so I went from a very British English, since that's what I've been told, uh, not told, I've been taught my entire life. I went from that English to this, which is more of like Americanized, wanting to be British, but heavy accent. And I really don't like. Yes, nowadays it's bad since I have a whole class that is basically just talk like a British guy. I still don't regret it. I still don't see this as a downside, mainly because I am able to understand more American English, which a lot of people, even on my career, are not able to do. At least like when listening and such. And and yeah, like I must say that I'm also like glad that my mom forced me to go. Like it was the one thing that she said, no, you're never gonna quit, because like it opened many things on my life. Like it opened being able to, not be completely alone during the pandemic. I will talk about my time with no friends another day. That's a heavy topic. Um, I was able to, make online friends, make some really tight bonds, meet some of the greatest people that I've met thus far, and I'm thankful for that. I still like English. I like studying it. Um, is it like vocational? Eh. I mean, thing is that with English, it's mainly like the one thing that I can do, like my one skill being bilingual and having been able to take English from an early age. And so yeah, it's mainly the reason why I'm in translation, because uh I have tried the career of teaching, specifically English on South America. I did not like it one bit. Like I went through like a single month just of that college, and I instantly like hated it. I hated the people that I was with. There was no one that I liked. There was no one I would have made friends with. So I just dropped out of that, and now I am on translation, which is something that I feel more capable of doing. Something that I feel like it would be a way to get money through my skills. Um, but yeah, like if it wasn't for English, I wouldn't have basically a career. I legitimately don't know what I would do if it wasn't for English as a future job, as a career. I've tried thinking, but it all, like, since English is my only skill, then it all ends up on that. Maybe no, not even editing, like not even like cinema stuff. I would have gotten into, since like even though I've always admired YouTube and wanted to do it, I never saw it as a potential career because I know how volatile it is. So like, and the thing that has kept me going with these videos and just like even minimal editing, just wanting to learn how to edit and all this, even that stems from English YouTube. And it's interesting because like nowadays I'm unable to think of anything that I would do if it wasn't for English. I've already said this. Like what, like maybe I would have gotten into writing, but that would also not be a safe career, especially nowadays with AI. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it defines me as a person in a way. If it wasn't for English, I wouldn't have gotten to meet many people that are incredibly important for my life. I wouldn't have gotten to do a lot of stuff that is important for me. I wouldn't have gotten to experience this college experience I'm having right now. I wouldn't have gotten to meet some of the people that are responsible for me being alive today. Like, there's some people that I met through online that are based on English, and if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be seeing this video because I would be dead. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. Honestly, this was meant to be a short video. Other like just telling my story with how I learned English and how I've been using it. So moral of the story, yeah, language opens you a lot of doors, or maybe like the one door that you need to progress in your life or whatever. Anyway, having fun. Have a wonderful night.